Travis Wayne Goodsell. Okay, boys and girls, it's time for another episode of Book of Mormon reading during America's Second Civil War. So make sure that you're warm and comfy by the protesters' fire of resistance, and grab your Mountain Dew, the dew of the Mormon God at the top of the mountains. Today's reading comes from Alma, chapter 62. And now it came to pass that when Moroni had received this epistle, his heart did take courage, and was filled with exceedingly great joy, because of the faithfulness of Pahoran, that he was not also a traitor to the freedom and cause of his country. But he did also mourn exceedingly because of the iniquity of those who had driven Pahoran from the judgment seat, yea, in fine, because of those who had rebelled against their country, and also their God. And it came to pass that Moroni took a small number of men, according to the desire of Pahoran, and gave Lehi and Teancum command over the remainder of his army, and took his march toward the land of Gideon. And he did raise the standard of liberty in whatsoever place he did enter, and gained whatsoever force he could in all his march towards the land of Gideon. And it came to pass that thousands did flock unto his standard, and did take up their swords in the defense of their freedom, that they might not come into bondage. And thus, when Moroni had gathered together whatsoever men he could in all his march, he came to the land of Gideon, and uniting his forces with those of Pahoran, they became exceedingly strong, even stronger than the men of Pachus, who was the king of those dissenters who had driven the freemen out of the land of Zarahemla, and had taken possession of the land. And it came to pass that Moroni and Pahoran went down with their armies into the land of Zarahemla, and went forth against the city, and did meet the men of Pachus, insomuch that they did come to battle. And behold, Pachus was slain, and his men were taken prisoners, and Pahoran was restored to the judgment seat. And the men of Pachus received their trial, according to the law, and also those king men who had been taken and cast into prison, and they were executed according to the law. Yea, those men of Pachus and those king men, whosoever would not take up arms in defense of their country, but would fight against it, were put to death. And thus it became expedient that this law should be strictly observed for the safety of their country. Yea, and whosoever was found denying their freedom was speedily executed according to the law.